Welcome everybody to the Hot Topics podcast. This is your host, Psycho 4081, and we're joined by
Lamb Chop
and
Demetri,
who's our guest host today.
Thank
co-host.
you. Good job.
Felonious Feather could not be here today, and we wish her well on her assignment.
It's early.
So how you guys doing anyway?
Doing good. Glad I got a day off. And thank you for your service. Thank you for all of those who
Oh yeah,
lives were lost.
It's Memorial Day weekend.
Yes. And we thank you all.
Anybody cooking out?
Nope.
I don't cook out, but
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
But you know what? And I just thought about something. Probably should have had something about Memorial Day, since it is Memorial Day.
You're right.
So let me start off with this. Our favorite ex-president.
In trending news.
In trending news. Donald Trump, obviously one who's always for the patriotic stuff and, recognizing history and that things. Here, he had a post on his, I don't know if it was X or his Real Truth
What is
network.
that?
He has his own network. I mean, he has his own social media thing called Real Truth.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it should be called Real Racist. Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you been on the site?
No, I won't
Okay.
even. But
Okay.
I see the stuff that he does on there from other people.
Oh, gotcha.
So today, at Real Donald Trump, he put Happy Memorial Day to all, including the human scum that is working so hard to destroy our once great country, and to the radical left, Trump-hating federal judge in New York that presided over, get this, 2 separate trials that awarded a woman who I never met before a quick handshake at a celebrity event 25 years ago, doesn't count, $91 million for defamation. She didn't know when the so-called event took place sometime in the 1990s, never filed a police report, didn't have to produce the dress that she threatened me with. It showed negative, and sung my praises in the first half of her CNN interview with Allison Cooper. Now, before I go on, and we don't have to go on the rest of it. Allison Cooper?
Anderson Cooper?
No, it says Allison
Okay.
Cooper. So, they said the rape charge was dropped by a jury, or Arthur Engoron, the New York State wacko judge, who fined me almost $500 million, and that's under appeal, for doing nothing wrong. Used a statute that was never been used before, gave me no jury. Mar-a-Lago at $18 million. Now for, I don't know what that word, now for anyway. So, he's under a gag order.
Yes, and he keeps breaking it, and nothing is being done.
For the 10th time. Or 11th time or 12th time,
yeah.
whatever. So now the thing with that is, obviously, if it was you and I, we would be under the jail by now for breaking the gag order. But with him, he is disparaging and saying all types of bad things and about the judges and the prosecutor and the victims and whatever. So that's a dangerous thing because words have power. Obviously,
Right.
January 6th showed that.
Right.
So now you will have him saying all these things, and his faithful followers, the cults that they are, will, I fear, will do something. Now you're putting somebody's life in danger in their, the lives of their family. So somehow, somewhere, somebody, they have to hold him accountable and send his butt to jail. I don't care if they have to have the Secret Service in the cell next to him, both sides, and share a cell. He needs to go to jail.
I don't think they would jail him. I think they would put him on home detention, primarily because the Secret Service would have to be in jail with him.
Well, you know what? That's not any good either, because you're talking about somebody who's home
Had
detention
access to,
at a mansion.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Home detention. Give him home detention at the Motel 6.
With no computer.
Exactly.
And no cell phone.
And he could pay for their cable or whatever in that little refrigerator and microwave. Give him that. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of ironic that this guy, Memorial Day, he never says anything about
the actual veterans.
the veterans. He didn't say anything
Whose
about
lives were
the
lost.
actual history. And he said he went Happy Memorial Day to everybody that he does not like, that's doing their job to hold him accountable. So that's narcissism. That's narcissism 101, you know, and that's just a horrible thing. Obviously everybody's wrong except for him.
Right.
You know, he's getting fined. He's getting, you know, awarded the victims $91 million and $500 million and all this type of stuff because everybody's wrong except for him.
And everybody's against him.
Yes.
And everybody's ganging up on him.
Yes. You know, I'm just waiting for somebody to go up there and say, you know what, we had enough. It's time to hold you accountable, even a little bit. It's not. I'm not saying, you know. I'm just saying hold a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, even if they find them the first time.
I don't know. It was
something
what the number was.
Really small, like maybe $5,000 or something like it was something small.
Oh, for being in contempt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a small amount.
Yeah.
Or was it $9,000?
Well, it wasn't the equivalent of
Right.
us, you know, getting whatever. So
Right.
they need to start finding him $5 million each, or $50 million. If it was me, I'd be $50 million. He
That's
got,
crazy.
you know. So yeah. So
And
that's.
this is why you're not the judge.
I know, but I would be fair. I'd be fair. But you know what the thing is, they need to do that, and it's showing the world, the little people like myself, that this is not a fair country. The justice system is not fair.
Well,
if you
I
have
think
money,
black and brown people have always known that.
yeah. Well, there goes that argument on their part. So, you know, it doesn't get any more blatant now these days. Even with some of the stuff that they're doing, and they're just getting away with it.
Agreed.
So
agreed.
And I don't want to say this is a black and white thing. It has nothing to do with, you know, the regular people. It's not about, you know, blacks against white or brown people.
Right.
It's about really the oligarchs of this country. And it's too bad a lot of them
percenters.
Exactly. And it's too bad that a lot of people out there don't realize that they don't do anything for you.
Yeah.
They don't back you. They don't support you. You know, the statistics show, if you look at the facts, the statistics, whatever you want to do, it's, and the common sense part, they don't do anything for you. So pull your head out your...
Don't do it. Don't do it. Nope.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And let's you know, kind of be honest. In general, most politicians aren't doing anything for us in general. Right. However, there are certain laws that they do pass that is going to affect you for generations to come, like we said the last time. So,
exactly.
You know that, you know, they can tell you, you know, sell you the moon and the stars, but you know, the bottom line is you're not gonna get what you're only gonna get what you're gonna get.
I do think that a lot of the politicians are working for us, but just in our system of government, I think it sets it up where they can't. You know, like, for example, I was watching a video and I forgot the guy's name, but he was talking about why we don't have universal health care.
Okay.
And he broke it down. He said it's not about, you know, you can't afford it, whatever. Is that there's some people, there's elements in our government that says, you know what, we don't want those black people to get it, or those brown people to get it.
That's why you pay 20% on your Medicare. That's exactly why you pay 20% on your Medicare, because they did not want a certain group of people to have it. Right. So they made it so that we couldn't afford it. Right. But you kind of screwed yourself in the plan.
That's exactly what he said. And I was like, you know that saying, they said, you know, cut off your nose to spite your face.
Right.
You know, and I think once we recognize, you know, that's what's going on, maybe this will be a better society. And, you know, just so bad we don't. So.
Yeah, they can afford universal health care. But again, the insurance companies are making billions hand over fist, and somebody's pockets are getting lined with that money. But yeah.
And speaking of insurance, real quick before we go move past this one, we're gonna talk about. I had a conversation with a lady who was talking about how poorly patients get treated in some of these homes, the senior homes,
like adult daycare. And,
it was, you know, where they go
live in.
No, I forgot what they call it, but where they go. For maybe hospice care, or when they're injured, you know, they sit there and they get the bed sores and all this other type of stuff. So we're gonna have her come out there and talk about her experiences with that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she had a horrible story, and she was fun. It was funny the way she was saying it, you know, but it wasn't. It was definitely not a funny story.
Right.
So we want to. She was glad to come on and talk about it, and I think there's probably a few people that I know that probably could say the same thing, but not to beat up on government, because I do believe there's quite a few people out there that do want to do the right thing and do look out for people, but it's just that you can only do but so much.
Agreed.
So
agreed. You are right. So my trending news today. Oh boy. Yeah. I know I'm not saying this gentleman's name correctly. It's Harrison Butker. Butker. He is
Butker.
a member of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Gave a commencement speech to a Catholic university this weekend. Last weekend it just passed. Oh boy. So the thing that got him in the hot seat was and I'm paraphrasing, basically that he was saying that, congratulations to all the women on your accomplishments. However, I know that you are more excited about becoming a wife and mother because that is your destined career.
Yes.
I knew you were going to agree with that. So that's what got him on the hot seat. But as I read the full speech, he kind of kicked the can at everybody. He felt like that the government was allowing our children to be pretty much
programmed
or converted to gay and LGBTQ agendas.
Okay.
He didn't say all of it. It was weird because I had to read it a couple of times because all of it was kind of covert. Mm-hmm. He didn't come out and be like, I hate the gays, I hate the blacks, I hate the Jews, I hate the women. He didn't say it that way, but he had some very not pleasant ways of saying that if you don't believe in God, these bad things are happening to you. And that if you read the Bible, as a woman, this is your place.
Oh, wow.
And a marriage is between a man and a woman. If you read the Bible, you know that that's
okay.
Right. So, yeah, he's in a hot seat right now. He's gotten everybody trying to some of his teammates are trying to defend him, but women are just like, boo you. Because that's what you deserve.
Okay, so we looked him up, and I didn't know who he was at first. But Harrison Butker, he's a kicker.
Okay.
For the Kansas City Chiefs, and just going over his stats, just to give you an idea of what type of why he probably got to, where it blew up, whatever. He's a kicker, and he's actually a pretty good kicker. So looking at his stats, he's kicking majority of the time over 90% of his kicks, and got some nice long ones. But he's from Decatur, Georgia.
Okay.
So maybe that's kind of one of the reasons that may influence his his thoughts. He's from good old Georgia. But yeah, he's been in the news, and
so he was the kicker for the Chiefs.
Kicker, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually pretty, if I'm not mistaken, he's probably one of the better kickers in the league.
Okay.
So.
But however.
Yeah.
And he went on to say that his wife knows her place. Pretty much, that's basically what she said. My wife knows that she was destined to be a wife and mother and stay home with our kids and teach them traditional values. And I read some of the comments, and a lot of the women were like, "Oh, lucky her."
Oh.
There are a lot of women out here who would want to do those things, but can't afford to. Yeah, it was bad, and I keep thinking, in my head that there's people out here who still, I'm not saying that you can't believe what you believe.
Right.
I'm just saying don't admonish other people for having to live the way that they need to live. And, if you believe in God, God bless you. If you don't tell me that I'm wrong.
So how do you feel about that? Should women...
You know what? Y'all don't know Psycho gonna get his eye scratched out.
This will be another podcast episode.
Yeah, this will be a whole podcast episode.
Next on Hot Topics podcast, should women stay home and take care of the kids and cook and clean, and why don't they even need shoes?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm going to fight you. You know I'm from Baltimore. I will cut you. And yes, I am threatening him.
But all right, so I'll just did a look. He tried to double down a little bit, saying
he tried to fix it.
Yeah, he said he was dressing the female students directly and spoke about his wife's decision to become a homemaker rather than work. So I don't know if that makes it any better. But
no, it does not. No, it does not.
He wants her to work.
No, he doesn't.
No, he
'Cause it's
doesn't.
It's not
He
her
doesn't.
place.
She gave. Well, he didn't say that she gave up her career because the way he made it sound like she never had a career. But I think they have 4 kids.
I don't know.
But you're a multimillionaire. She
Right.
can stay home and be with the kids. But for the average woman, we gotta work. We have to bring some income into the house. So, yeah.
So with this said, do you think religion itself, not just Christianity or Islam or whatever, do you think religion is keeping us from growing as a society in some ways?
Oh, that's a question I have to think about.
Right?
That. That's a good one. I would definitely have to think about that because, according to the Bible, like you're right. I don't need shoes.
Correct.
I'm the property of my husband. I'm the property of my father first.
Right.
And then I'm the property of my husband. So, that with that being said, I don't have any rights. I don't get to say. I don't get to make any decisions. You can pawn me. Your father sells you for a goat, like So
We did one on that too.
we did one on that. So it's kind of hard to say, and I had to think about that.
Get her husband on the phone and see if we can get him on the line and see how many goats he would trade her for.
You know what?
We'll just take a bet. Let's see
He
how
on
many
it today. See, I need Felonious here because I'm being tag team today, y'all. They gonna be on me. I'm the only woman at the table today. So that for women, I feel like it may not allow us to grow if we only did things according to the Bible.
Right.
So maybe
That's a good topic because for people who are religious, I have one thing that they say you want to be religious, and they promote these ideals. Now, that means that however it came out, it should stay that way. It shouldn't change according to society, right? Things change in society. That's a human thing.
Right.
So that means if you're a religious person, you need to go ahead and stick to what was, laid out for you instead of changing things over time according to man. So that's one part. And then you have those that'll say, well, no, it's different times and things change, but on whose schedule? If God says this, then that's what God said. He didn't say for the next 100 years or 25 years or whatever. He said, this is the word and this is what you should do. So, we can jump into religion and examine, that, and that would be an interesting topic too, but it would definitely piss some people off. And that's what we're here for.
Agreed. That's what we're here for. We're going to stir that pot.
Oh, yeah. We definitely got to get on a religion.
Yeah,
We haven't hit religion yet.
Oh, my gracious. Okay. I'm going to have my ducks in a row when we do that one. I'm going to have everything that I want to say ready to go because that's going to be real interesting.
TikTok has some really big holy rollers. Like they put these things out and saying, these are problems because you're not Christian. And they try to justify everything. And I look at it and I don't want to be the only one on there, but I don't care if I start in trouble. I say, well, yeah, that's not true because, they go in. They go in. It is hilarious. TikTok should not be banned. It should be used as a tool to laugh.
Okay.
So, yeah. What you got there, Demetrix Cinema?
Bill Walton.
Okay, Bill Walton.
Passes away. That's a shocker for me.
So
shocker for everybody.
Bill Walton is who, for somebody who don't know?
He was an NBA basketball player.
Yeah.
He did like what?
I don't
over
know.
20 years, right?
I don't know how many years he did, but he did 20 years.
I think he did over 20 years.
Well, he won an NBA championship, I think, with Portland back in the day. That was back with the Dr. G era.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't know that.
But he was a big guy, famous for his red hair, and I think he was a coach for a while.
He was a coach.
He played with the Lakers.
He played with the Lakers.
How old was he?
71.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that's kind of young.
2-time champ at UCLA and NBA. So
Yeah. And his son coaches, used to coach for the Lakers, Luke Walton. He also
Okay.
played for the Lakers.
Okay.
and he got
Right.
fired.
Yeah.
His son got fired.
Did
I'm not a
you really
Lakers
need to
fan.
bring- Did you
So
really need
I
to
don't-
bring that up?
Yeah, I don't
We
like the
talking about
Lakers.
the man passing away. Really?
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a shocker. I didn't know
He was a very identifiable person because he was tall, real
Mm-hmm.
big, and he had the big red hair. And back in the day, he had the big
70s
curly afro red
Oh
hair
my gosh, too
with
funny.
a beard. you
Yeah.
know? So yeah, that's what I remember from him. And he was a sports commentator as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So R.I.P. to Bill Walton.
Yeah,
Anybody else? They
condolences
usually
to
come in
his family.
threes. Who else
Don't
passed
say
away?
that. I don't know.
No, it does. I mean,
you're right.
so-
I
Yeah,
don't
because
know.
the time
we're not
when
putting that out there.
Carl
in the
Lewis
atmosphere,
passed
though.
away, it was like two
Carl
other
Lewis?
people. Not Carl Lewis.
I'm about to
Carl
say-
Weathers.
Carl
Carl
okay.
Weathers, right.
Sorry, Carl Lewis. It was like two other people.
Back to back. It usually
Yeah,
come
that we
back
had
to
talked
back.
about. Yeah,
Mhm.
but hey,
We
thank
not
God.
hoping anything
Oh,
is coming that
there
way.
was a actor. He played on General Hospital. I don't think he had a major part.
Yeah,
You heard about that one?
I watched General Hospital, so I knew exactly who that was.
Oh, you did?
It's like, yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, he passed away. Yeah.
Well, he got killed
yeah,
from
he did.
I guess he had some people trying to steal a catalytic converter out of his car.
Yeah.
And did they shoot him or stab him?
I,
One of them.
I
think
don't
it was-
know,
they
but
think it was-
I did see that, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, for all of my General Hospital people out there, I shouldn't even say this, but I think I've been watching General Hospital for 45 years,
Jeez.
maybe a little bit more. The summer that my twin cousins were born, I went to help my aunt with them, and she watched. It used to be, back in the day, the soaps. It was soaps on every channel. So
Right.
it used to be All My Children, One Life to Live in General
I used to
Hospital.
hate that when I was
Young
a
and the
kid.
Restless. My mother used to watch that.
Yeah,
I used to hate those when I was a
so-
kid.
Victor and
Yep.
that's
And
all
Nikki
I remember.
and all of
Nikki
those,
and Victor.
and I was a Young and the Restless fan, but when you go to your relative's house, you watch what they watch. So All My Children is gone. Most of them are gone. It's not that many soaps left anymore.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Almost all of them gone.
So I will admit, I did watch Young and the Restless. Wait a minute, that was it had the Adam and his brother,
Oh, that's All My Children.
All My Children.
Yes.
And it had the blonde hair girl. What was her name? I guess it was his wife.
Yeah, Adam's wife was blonde.
Yeah. And,
Not Adam. Stewart's. That was his twin brother.
yes.
Stewart was his twin
Yes.
brother. Yeah, that was the one with Erica Kane.
Okay.
Erica, I remember that name.
Yeah.
I watched that for a while when I was in the Navy. I used to
Yeah.
come home from school and get my little bag. I wouldn't even eat lunch. I'll get a bag lunch so I can go home and watch it. So I never wanted to admit that, but yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I got caught up with that for a little bit.
And I'm still watching.
General
General Hospital.
Yeah, the soap opera evolved now that Stephen A. Smith is
He's on General Hospital.
General
Is he?
Hospital.
Yes.
Yeah,
As a regular
ca-
actor.
a
Yeah, well, he's a
character.
reoccurring.
No
he's
kidding.
a reoccurring. And I saw
As
him one day.
himself?
No.
Oh.
He is a tech security guy for one of the mob bosses
Oh,
on the show. And I was watching it one day and I was like, hey, that's the person I was telling my husband, like, hey, ain't that the person that be on one of those shows you watch? And he was like, he's on this show now. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. So it's reoccurring. He's not on there all the time.
Okay.
But he pops in whenever the mob boss needs him.
He let the world know he's on that.
Oh, does he? Does he?
Man, God, don't break up anything with acting.
so the
mean,
guy's
he
name was Johnny Wachter.
Yeah, and he
Wachter?
paid Corbin.
Yes,
Yep.
Brando Corbin.
Brando Corbin.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, she know it. So
I told you. I've been watching it forever.
So now, since we're here, we're gonna go down the line. I guess I'll throw this out there. Richard M. Sherman, not the football player.
Oh, okay, I was supposed to say no, not
He
him.
looked like he was gonna panic for a minute.
Yeah, I was supposed to say no. You're right. 3 come in threes.
Yeah, he worked with his late Robert to pen such tunes. I guess he's a composer.
Okay.
As A Spoonful of Sugar, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh wow!
Remember that one?
From Mary Poppins.
And It's a Small World After All.
Oh.
So obviously he had to be 95.
Older.
Yeah.
Older.
So I guess he worked for Walt Disney, or that's their partnership.
Yeah. Wow.
He passed away. Doug Engel you probably won't know this, but founding member of heavy rock band Iron Butterfly.
I've heard of that band.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He co-wrote their 17-minute signature hit.
Wow.
17 minutes. In Gata da Vida.
Yeah, I know that song.
You know that?
Yes.
Look at you.
Yes, I know that song.
Well, he died on May 24th at the age of 78.
I get ready to say he ain't no 20 nothing.
Yeah. And then there's
You know that song too. You've heard it before. You just
Really?
don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to look that one up. This.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this was a good one, right? Morgan Spurlock, the charismatic filmmaker who started a national conversation about America's reliance on junk food in 2004. Documentary Super Size Me. Remember, I think that's
the one of the fast food.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where he
ate only fast food for
Okay.
30 to 45 days or something like that.
Yeah. Well, he died May 23rd from complications of cancer.
Dang.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I do remember that. And he did supersize. He got big and had all kind of health problems. So.
Well, that's kind of.
Wow.
That's. I don't want to say it's ironic, but he dies of cancer at an early age, and he did that. So
yeah.
Not saying. Do you remember what restaurants he ate? He
Yeah.
Are we
McDonald's.
gonna get sued if we say what restaurant he ate at?
All right, we'll skip that one.
Yeah. We're not gonna talk about the restaurants that he ate at, but we know it begins with an M.
Yeah. So you were a gangster movie buff. All right. So you seen Serpico?
Yes.
Love that movie. Midnight Run.
Yep.
Carlito's Way.
Yep.
Which was one of my favorites. All right. So Richard Forangi, the character known for playing tough guy roles in movies, including those I mentioned, he passed away on May 19th.
Oh, jeez.
So, and I'm looking at his picture here, and he definitely got the mob look.
Let me see. Oh yeah.
He's that
one.
I'm assuming he's this one. Yeah, definitely a mob look.
Okay, we need to get off of deaths.
That's all right. That was it. I'm gonna go down there.
Okay.
I was only gonna do the threes.
Okay. Oh, the three, right?
Yeah, but they just popped up.
Has anybody went to visit him?
Visit who?
Diddy.
Why are we talking about Diddy?
Wait.
You get on my nerves.
Do we know where he is? I know. Is he still in? He's supposed to be on the island.
Idea. Yeah, I think
go
he's
with Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
No, he's not on that same island.
I'm just saying.
If I was Diddy, let me tell you, Diddy, do your homework. You better find you a country that don't have any extradition laws or agreements with the United States, because it's just piling up on you. Sorry to say.
Yeah, they even have
he ain't getting out of that.
I don't know what station is on, what channel is doing it, but they got the downfall of Diddy. Every time I click on, I see it on the home screen.
That.
Yeah.
Well, that video was 2013?
Was it?
Is it old?
It's old, so they can't.
Yeah, because she settled out of court.
Oh, you talking about
the one that
the
just
brutality
recently
video?
came
I
out.
thought you were talking about the downfall of Diddy.
No. Downfall of Diddy.
The brutality.
Yeah.
The towel video, I call it.
The towel? Oh, towel.
Yeah, he had on the towel.
All right. It says TMZ presents.
Oh, geez.
And it's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi. Okay, that's why. Because I love Tubi. That's probably why I see it all the time. It's just a sad, sad state of affairs. I feel sorry for his victims.
Dang, Diddy. He was an icon. You're tarnishing. That's a bad thing. You figure. And I'm definitely not victim blaming, but it's bad for us when we put these people on pedestals or make them icons for stuff. And you can go back in time, where you had, Al Green, his situation,
Green.
Reverend Al Green. I still like Al Green, but we had what we were talking about earlier, Bill Cosby.
Oh, Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke, R. Kelly.
Yeah. And, and one argument is you can't erase their accomplishments or their contributions to, culture. But in the other half, you're like, do you want to promote them or do you want to idolize them? You do want to, it's kind of like I don't know how to because I'll still look at Uptown Saturday Night, Bill Cosby. Yeah. I'm gonna always watch that, but, R. Kelly.
I took all of his music.
You did. Most people, but I loved his what album was that with the dashes on it? 12 Play.
No idea. I don't know.
Yeah, with seems like she's ready.
Okay, see.
Oh yeah.
That song right
No.
there just told the whole story.
It ain't nothing wrong.
We weren't
No,
ready.
no, just stop. Age ain't nothing but a number. Just
I know.
stop. Just that told us
told us
everything
right.
we needed to know, and we weren't listening.
Tell you what, Bill
yeah.
Cosby is singing it to R. Kelly in the same cell right now.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Oh my
but we
gosh.
had some nice icons of pop culture, or that just tumbled.
There is this German word, and I can never say it correctly, but basically what it means is that people love to build you up to
tear
knock
you
you
down.
down.
Oh, okay.
They love to build you up to knock you down. Not that that's what we did in these circumstances. We built them up and they knocked themselves down.
Right.
But yeah, it is a whole term out there.
You mentioned Sam Cooke. I'm gonna throw Bobby Womack in there then.
Oh yeah, because those two go together.
Yes.
That go together. That's a story.
Dirty Dog.
Ooh, Lord,
Bobby.
low down, dirty shame. Yeah, those two go together. So
If you think you're lonely.
if Felonious was here, she would be letting us know that we are the ancestors, because she would probably have no idea what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, we got to get her up to speed because she needs. But you know what? We can peg her for some things like African. Excuse me. Some like Nigerian stuff.
Sounds good.
I'm sure she knows. Like I could tell you, I like Nigerian movies. When she and I talk about that, and I think they're funny because even the serious ones, I could always try to imitate them. And
Oh no! Please don't
it's like
tell me
they
you do that.
they sound aggressive, like they're they're being overly aggressive,
Dramatic.
Yes, that's thank you. And then I was talking to a lady yesterday at the farmer's market, and she was telling me about some of the African movies she has on her channel. Like there's a TV station or channel called Afro.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was telling me you get all the movies from over there, and I was like, oh yeah, let me get that because I like South African movies.
Okay.
And it was a Kenyan movie that I saw that was really good. It was really good, and I was like, we need to.
Yeah, I'll check that out. I would definitely check that
Maybe
out.
Maybe we'll do a thing on that.
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds good.
But yeah, on to our topic of the day is what?
College players, do you think they should get paid?
Yes. Now, you guys, do you think college
Athletes.
with his student athletes should get paid? Now, recently, they had the NIL where, you know about the NIL? Okay. So basically, like he and I, we played the video games, whatever. So if you wanted to play a college sports game or anything along those lines, you had their likeness. So they were now able to capitalize off their
they can
likeness.
get royalties.
Yes.
Okay, good
Yes.
deal.
So that was one.
Good deal.
And I was okay with that. I was okay with that. Because that's just fair. Now there was a lawsuit against the NCAA, and it was
Is that basketball?
National Collegiate Athletic Association. So that's everything.
Okay. Everything.
And it was like a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit.
Oh wow.
Right. So
The athletes.
I don't know
are
who
suing
started
us.
it.
Okay.
And I don't think the athletes would have started, but probably their representation or representatives or whatever.
The representative, yeah.
But they sued, and they said that the NCAA will pay student athletes. So I was feeling some type of way about that, and you know why.
No, I don't know why. You can tell me why. Tell everybody why.
Okay, so you remember Jim Thorpe?
I know the name. I couldn't tell you what he does.
Jim Thorpe was I think he was American or Native American, and he might have been black. I'm not sure, but way back in the days when he played football with the leather helmets, But way back in the day, he was this super athlete, this multi-sport athlete, and he won all these accolades or whatever. But he got disqualified or something along those lines because he was a professional at some level. You can't be an amateur athlete and get paid for that. That's how it used to be.
Okay.
But obviously, that changed with the Olympics.
Yeah.
And I'm so even though for us, like we've always put amateur athletes in the Olympics, But the other countries, when they started allowing them to have the professionals to represent their nation or their country, the USA took a loss in basketball, and that shook them up. They're like, "Oh, we losing in basketball." And I think, what was that? That was '88. I remember I was in San Diego and I was cursing out a couple of them players. Charles Smith, you was on that team. Yes, y'all lost the Olympics in 1988, which I believe that we should never, ever lose in basketball. No, never.
No, not. Yeah.
I don't even care how great the international players are. The USA team should never lose in basketball. But anyway, in 1988 they lost, and then guess what happened? 1992.
Professionals.
The dream team.
They were all professionals.
Yes. Well, they were all professionals, but I think we had one college player that was Christian Leitner from Duke. Right. But the USA assembled probably the greatest team ever assembled in anywhere, in any time. You know, it was just obvious. They went in there, they won, obviously, but they was blowing people out like by 50 points.
Yeah, they were dominant.
Yeah.
I mean, was it fair?
Well, yeah,
all the other countries have professional athletes,
and they had been doing it, all earlier than us.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
okay.
But anyway, news about paying athletes. They had a settlement that could mean a 6-figure paychecks for top college players.
Oh wow!
Right. I have a problem with that. It was a $2.8 billion settlement, setting the stage for athletes to be paid. Now, I don't know the details on how they're going to do it. But the issue at hand is if you pay college athletes, whether it be women or men, they're no longer amateur sports. You don't there's no amateur athletics. So in that case, what's to stop it from going down to high school or what's it called? AAU.
AAU, yeah.
What is AAU? Like,
I'm sorry.
Let me explain this to people. I am a non-sports person. The only sports information I get is maybe listening to whatever ESPN. Is that what it is? When my husband is watching it. So I am a non-sports person, and I know some things, but what these guys are talking about, I'm out of the loop.
AAU is the Amateur Athletic Union, and it's basically like players from all over. They'll get their team. Like I can get an AAU team.
Okay.
And pick my players from all over from different high schools, and they play as amateur. And a lot of college look at those teams, and there'll be great teams, and they'll start pulling them. Say, hey, where before they would just go at the high school level, and then high school is like one. You may not have been academically eligible, or something along the lines. Something was messed up in high school, but at AAU, everybody has the opportunity. Right, and you had some great players. So, but that was athletics. So where do you draw the line between amateur athletics and professional athletics? Because what's going to happen is, in my opinion, you paying college athletes. That's no longer college to me. They're just students. They're professional players that throws on a uniform for a college instead of an NBA team or city.
Okay.
Right. That's how I feel about it. Like NBA, it's like say NBA B League.
I also think it stops the hunger of college players going into the draft of the NBA, graduating from college, because some might, you got some that don't have the confidence that they're going to make it anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you start paying them, like that early, now they're like on a situation where they get too comfortable. And
I get that, but that's a good and a bad. So he's saying like, if the athletes get paid, they'll make them stay there and they get comfortable with the money and all that type of stuff. I think that was a positive for them to stay in school.
So you're saying that they're not going to achieve academically because they're going to get paid to participate in sports?
No. What I'm saying is it's going to stop their hunger for going to the NBA.
Well,
some, not all
going
of them.
To the NBA,
right.
And that's why I feel like they should get paid, because they're not going to make it at the NBA level.
That's cheating the system.
How is that cheating the system?
But now you're getting paid, before you can even reach the pros, and you might drop out of school,
and then you stop getting paid.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but then made a certain amount of money.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So
Like,
the argument where I think a lot of this started was because you had college athletes that came from poor homes or poor environments, whatever. They got these big money scholarships, and a lot of them didn't have the money. They had families, and some of the athletes actually had kids too,
Okay.
but they didn't have the support, the family support. So what they would do is they would leave the college ranks to get to the professional level so they could support their
Quicker.
families.
support their
Right,
families
right,
right away.
And what it did is it took a lot of talent from the college
School,
level.
okay.
And then like you said, that's like me. If I was a highly recruited basketball player and I went to college, and I say I had a child, I'm 19, 20 years old, and I had a child, whatever, and I said, well, my family, my mom's home, and I she's struggling. I need to get to the league. So at 20, I say I'm gonna take off for the league.
Right.
So now I don't have a college education, but I put my 2 years in. I get to the league, and guess what?
You don't play.
Exactly, and I don't make it. So now you lose your college eligibility. You can still go back, but
You paying it for it
you're
yourself.
pulling it out of your pocket, and those are the
But
the-
that's
the
your
tragic-
decision to make.
Exactly. So I think this is kind of like a way to keep that from
To
happening.
keep that from happening. The Kobe
Okay.
Bryants and the LeBron James.
Right.
Well, they were successful.
They
were
We're
successful.
talking about
They
people
were,
that
but-
aren't
Yeah.
going to be successful, and
Right.
this may be their
Yeah.
only chance at getting some money.
Correct.
But this could also keep them in school, I guess.
It could, but here's my thing.
But-
There are levels to this. You have. What about high school? Let's say, will you come
I
to
think
school?
it should start. It shouldn't. This shouldn't be a part of high school.
But
this
what's-
should not be a part of high
but-
school.
No, I
why?
don't think it should either.
But the
No.
whole argument thing, even with the college, could be applied to high school level.
I feel like, and like I said, I'm not a sports person,
Right.
but I feel like at the high school level, you're playing high school ball. That's what you're doing. You have to have something at high school level that's going to get you over here for us to look at you, right?
Exactly, I agree.
Okay, so you get over here and you start, and maybe like the first year you don't get paid. Like maybe the first year they aren't paying you. You have to prove that you're an athlete and you have what it takes to continue this journey. And then maybe the money starts rolling in. But at high school level, just let them play at high school level. Let them be kids. Let them enjoy it. Let them play at high school level.
But what if you have a good player who now I'm gonna apply the same thing with the college down to the high school. The family is struggling at home. They're not getting food and all that types of, because you hear stories like that, and they stop playing basketball or football, whatever it is, and miss their opportunity to play on the next level to become better people or do whatever, because they dropped out of school so they
Go
could
get a job.
they can get a job or start hustling. And I know that a lot of times that's what happened. It ain't even a job. They get out of school when they start hustling to make that money to feed their family or put clothes on their backs and stuff like that. So, with that same thought process, you'll say, okay, well, why don't we just pay the high school players? They'll stay in school because now they can afford, food and all that other type stuff, and then they'll graduate, and then because we paid them, now they can go to the next level, and then the next level. So every level you can use that same justification to pay them. And I know what the argument for it is too, is that the NCAA is making billions of dollars
Right.
off these
Young kids. Yeah.
but
The schools are making money. Like
are.
everybody around them
is
is
making
making
money.
money
Exactly.
except for them.
Right.
And unfortunately, that same scenario could be for somebody who is not an athlete.
Right.
Not an athlete and have to do all of those things.
Right.
So unfortunately,
But I say this, like, how much is college now? If you go to a big school,
hella expensive.
let's say what's a big football school?
Who you asking?
Florida State? No.
No, we're gonna say what's
Alabama.
We're gonna put Alabama University, right? We're gonna look up Alabama University, what their tuition is.
I don't know. I kind of feel like everybody is making money except these kids. And why not?
But they are.
Why not
They're making
help them get a piece of that pie? Especially, like I said, because all of them are not going to make it to pros. That's just the bottom line. How many? What's the percentage of college athletes who actually make it to pro?
not a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
But let's look at this here. You got. Oh, I didn't think about housing too.
Yeah.
Let's see this. It don't tell you the price on here, but I'm pretty sure it has to be at least $30,000 a year.
I would guess that.
That's what I was about
I
to
would
say.
guess 30 to 40, depending on what school it is.
Yeah, all right, so let's see.
Does that include housing?
No.
Ugh.
All right, so Alabama. Resident full-time rates, let's see, $5,500 per semester. For non-resident, $16,200
Ooh.
per semester.
Ooh.
How many semesters is it? Three?
3.
So you're looking at, let's see, was that 32, 48, almost 49,000 a year? That's what these guys, 49,000 a year.
That is close to my yearly salary.
Okay, so this is what they're getting for playing sports at these schools. Then you have the housing, which you can imagine what that's going to cost.
Right.
The meal plans,
Right.
you know, so it's a lot. You're getting a lot, and that was the trade-off. When you do it, you have an athletic scholarship. That was the trade-off. We will pay for your college, all this money that most people couldn't do, in exchange for playing for our team. So what you get out of it has nothing to do with me. You don't say, well, and I know the NFL works this way too. if the NFL team the NFL's making $100 billion, the Players Association will say, well, you guys are making $100 billion.
Right.
We want a contract and that, something that says you have to spend at least 60 or 70% of your take on player salaries. But that's a pro. That's you're going to work. You're going to work.
Okay.
That's it. But on a college level,
that's their job.
It's that your job is to go to school and get an education, and in exchange for us giving you this, you're going to play basketball for it. They weren't going to give me that
at all
60, 80, whatever $1,000 for me to come there and watch, because that's as close as I was going to get. So, but I think it just sends a bad message. Now I wouldn't have a problem if they did. Let's say they said, well, the NCAA is making billions of dollars off these kids, but the kids you're getting scholarships. But if they want to say the NCAA, you know what? Maybe take some of that money that you're getting, even if it's $1 billion a year, and fund a scholarship program for other non-athletes.
Right.
Okay. I have no problem with that. But no, you don't. I think amateur sports should stay amateur sports. And then there's the unfairness about it. What if, say Lamb Chop's a better badminton player.
I hate you so much right now. You could at least say bowler.
or was the other one ping pong? Because that's your people like play ping pong. Yeah, that was a dig.
It's always a dig, Demetri. It is always a dig.
But let's say you a better player, so now because another college has pays you get to go to that school for money. You're gonna take that school over, like if I have a school, if I'm a.
Well, don't they do that anyway? Like,
yeah, but
choose the better school.
They do, but usually it's because of the exposure you're gonna get and your facilities and stuff like that. That's why if I was let's say use basketball. If I was a basketball player. No, let's use football because I'm a little football, whatever.
Oh, Lord.
Let's say if I was a football player right now coming out of high school, who do you think I would want to go play for? Who do you think?
Alabama or Ohio State
now?
or somewhere like.
I don't know.
One of the
Football player.
high.
Georgia.
I don't know.
I'll play for Georgia.
Oh, you're saying you?
Me.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah,
Georgia.
but even Alabama, Georgia, UGA, Ohio State, all those schools that you're going to be on TV in front of 70, 80, 100 something thousand fans, that you're going to get that notoriety to get to the NFL. That's what so you have that, and those schools are not cheap. So that's the trade-off. We're going to give you the exposure. We're going to give you the campus life. We're going to give you the housing. We're going to give you the books. We're going to give you the tuition, all of that. Come play for us. And in turn, we sell tickets. We get money
Lots of money
to pay for those scholarships, because it's not free.
Right.
They pay, and in turn, that money that we get, we can go offer more scholarships to athletes coming up. So it works. I don't think that what somebody else gets should in amateur sports should determine what you get.
Okay, I got that.
You get me?
I got that. Because there's always going to be somebody better than you.
Yeah.
Always. I don't know. I feel like from what I see and a little bit that I know, because I'm letting y'all know I'm coming from little knowledge, that I don't see what's wrong with them getting paid. Because like I said, all of them aren't going to make it to pros.
And you know what? That's life.
Agreed.
Then you got the Michael Jordans and Charles Barkley's going to see this, and they're going to really get mad.
Oh, wait a minute. Real quick. Going back to what you said. You said that most of them are not going to, and we know that. Most of them are not going to go pros.
Right.
And, well, after they get out of college and they don't go pro, what do they have to fall back on?
Well, if they're in school and you're paying them,
They
they
have
have that education and a little bit of money
Well,
that they got from school.
They got that free education that everybody else did not get.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You know, it's not like
And no student loans. No
and
student loans.
Exactly.
So it's panning out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't. You know, I just think it's
I don't know. I think they should get endorsements or something.
Well, they get the NIL.
Okay. What's the
So
NIL again?
what does that stand for?
So they can do. Oh, you were saying that they get paid for their likeness.
Yes.
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 Okay. So I mean, they wearing Nike. Nike can't give them an endorsement. Like I'm not saying Nike
Oh, they
in
could.
particular,
They
and that's
could.
what I'm saying. Like that's one of the ways that they can get paid, and the school not possibly
But
to put out the money.
But I think that was illegal too, because I can imagine having a student athlete, 18, 19 years old. You're on a campus, you're on your own, getting millions of dollars. Do you have the maturity to handle that and go to school? Like, even if you
don't. You don't.
I want you to play for my school.
Right. You don't.
Now I have to deal with somebody who's, maybe going to class and I tell them, hey, you need to get class on time. What? I'm getting paid. I'm going to the NFL. I'm going to
I'm sure you get some of that right now.
I'm
sure
I'm
you
sure.
get that right now, whether they get paid or not. I know it's some of the little fuckers out there. Excuse me, doing that right now to this day. But no, you're not, and that's part of why it probably shouldn't go to high school because you're not mature enough to handle that.
So NIL stands for name, image, and likeness.
Okay.
It's the possibility of compensation being paid to the NCAA student athletes to promote, partner, or represent brands.
Okay, I think they should get paid.
Yeah. I mean,
You're for paying?
huh?
You're for athletes getting paid?
I'm stuck in between because I think about what Michael Jordan said. And
Hold up. Ain't no fence sitting here.
It's fence sitting
No
here.
fence- no
You
fence
can be
sitting.
Switzerland. Because I'm Switzerland most of the time. You can be Switzerland.
think about what Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley said when Jordan was like, most of these athletes now they're getting like making $100 million before they even touch a basketball. He said,
Right.
I think that takes away their work ethic. It takes away, them working hard. He said we had to work hard for what we got. So if you start early like that,
Right.
this is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's going to stop a lot of their passion and a lot of their, the NBA needs these players. They need these athletes to graduate and come to the NBA, produce more for the sport, produce more for the brand, for everything. So when you start doing that, now some of them like, all right, they get so comfortable, they drop out of school.
I think
Then you stop getting paid.
I get that, but you drop out of school.
Then
Also,
you stop getting paid.
I mean,
again,
like,
a
it's-
decision
it's-
that you
it's-
make on
it's-
you. That's a decision that you have to
that's
make.
true,
on your
but
own.
it's stopping a lot of.
But you know what? A lot of them.
You don't wanna do
A lot
that.
of them were dropping out of school anyway to get to the NBA or the NFL to get that money early.
To get it early. I guess there's two sides of it.
Yeah.
But
I think if they pay the student athletes, they'll stay because one, they don't have those things that'll push them to leave early because they're getting some money, and I'm pretty sure it'll. I mean that they're
I'm
still
not
giving
saying
a
that
lot.
they need to give them $100 million. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you making this amount of money off of me, I should be able to get compensated in some kind of way. That's all I'm saying.
and I guess for your point also to help back you up too, they are like hustling every night, college basketball just like the
Right.
NBA players.
Right.
You know, I
They
mean,
out there
they don't
and
have it like the
Injuries
the
occur, you know,
86 game
and then
schedule,
that
but
kills
And
your
yeah.
prospects.
and they get the best of the best when it comes to health with the taking care of the injuries. They get the best student we call it student housing.
Okay.
You know, the meal plans. They get the the facilities that they use to stay in shape is one of the best. So I don't know. Let's look how much would they get. All right, let's see. This is from MSN.com. They said they go $2.8 billion in damages to student athletes for what has been deemed a loss of revenue based on their image likeness, something that we have seen come to the forefront in times of whatever. Okay.
So I mean, spread across all the college athletes. What are they gonna get? Like $50 by the time it's all broken down.
Well, I don't know, but I don't think it'll be fair in that way because the tennis team or the crew team ain't making millions.
Okay.
You know, I'm just saying they. You know, I would say if I play basketball or football, and we're drawing 100,000. You know, those college stadiums getting like
Yeah, they are
100,000.
packed.
100,000, and we're on television, which gives
Even more money.
right, and then we get the same as somebody who's playing table tennis or
You don't stop talking
cross
about my
country.
people.
that was another thing I was gonna ask you. So if they do that, how are they gonna do that? Because you got the conference like the Alabamas, then you got the Florida State, which is in the ACC.
What? Alabama?
No, Florida State.
Oh, Florida,
so
right,
you,
right,
so you
right.
got the big schools,
Mm-hmm.
Alabamas, the Ohio States, Oregons, and all that, and then you have the Florida
smaller
State
schools.
Yeah, and the smaller schools like the smaller, Are
Who
those gonna
aren't
get
on
more?
TV? Who
Yeah.
aren't on TV? Who
Well-
aren't bringing in like billions of?
Well, it's just a smaller like Florida State and Alabama are two. So is Alabama gonna get paid more?
Oh, if it's
Their
a
players?
bigger school with more
a bigger,
eyes on them.
So this is from Tyler Webb. It says developing NCAA and Power 5 have settled 3 federal antitrust cases. So the Power 5. NCAA will pay $2.7 billion to past and current players,
Okay.
which is I didn't know
Past?
about that. So it says it's past and current players. And a new $20 million a year revenue sharing agreement. So I guess they'll have $20 million a year to spread out to the Power 5, whatever.
Of
And
the
at
NC,
The top 5
Yeah.
colleges or the top 5
I'm going to assume the Power 5, and I should know this, but
colleges.
Power 5 conferences.
So
which would
it's
be-
the divisions. That's what you were talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, so you saying the pass as in like
Athletes that's
went to the
graduated?
NBA or
the past players who I don't know how long it's going to go back, but it's going to be the
Right.
players that I guess they're going to say, well, who generated as much money.
they're
But-
gonna get $50.
But
By the time all of that spread like that, that's why they doing it. They ain't about to get nothing. Damn.
so the Power 5 we already know, it's going to be the SEC. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the SEC, and you said ACC is yours.
Yeah.
The Big 10, the Big 12, the Pac-12, which is
Right.
funny because they got the numbers. The numbers don't match because they have 20 teams in a Pac-12 or whatever it is. But between those 5, which is they got a lot of
A
schools
lot of
within
people,
there,
yeah.
and if they talking about the athletes that are there
Past,
now and
yeah,
past.
and
Fast. That,
yeah.
man, come on, man.
But wait a minute,
But
It's
it would
2.7 or 2.8
billion.
billion dollars.
That's still a lot of students, though.
I think it's a lot of money though, regardless.
It is a lot of money. I didn't know it was that much.
Yeah.
Wait. I think you said 20 million.
No, is a 2.7 or 2.8 billion for that for the payout,
Okay.
and then there's a $20 million a year that
Continuously.
they revenue sharing basically.
Right.
They good.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, they good.
Now,
They
if you look at it like that, then
Yeah.
yeah. But it depends on
like,
how
yeah, they good.
even how far they going back.
Right. That's the question. How far back they gonna go? I guess when they started the,
Well, you know
the
what?
suit.
Because
That's what I'm
that's when they
guessing.
started the suit.
Here's another
Yeah.
thing. If they go real far back, so are you going to give it to the players that
Are
entered the
professional-
lottery that's in the NBA
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
that blew up and
They
got them $100,000
Yeah,
contracts
if
already?
they played.
$1 million contracts?
If they were playing at one of those schools,
That's wow.
Well, this says, and here's the one from Stadium Talk, and it says ranking every power conference thing since 2014. But it doesn't say that how far they're going to go back. I'm going to
Right.
assuming, like you said, it makes
when the
it
lawsuit
makes-
started.
right?
Mhm.
And I don't know when that lawsuit starts. so
Yeah, that
maybe looking
makes
at that.
sense. Like anybody before that, then you kind of got left out. Of
I
the
still
pack, so.
disagree with it, and
I hear what you're saying.
I'm not hating on the student athletes. I'm really not. I'm just saying that's a treat, and I hate that money has to come in everything because money taints certain things. Even
Money changes everything.
it does. Even in government, if you took money out of government, you know how efficiently this country would
it
run.
could run. It doesn't necessarily.
No, I
mean
think
that
it will.
would. It could
Because you got to
run.
figure, like a lot of politicians work on behalf of their people that contributes to their whatever, and they're not going in to get rich.
NRA.
Yeah, exactly. NRA, yeah. So I think even our foreign policy would be different. Like you would. I think it would just be a total different thing. Taking money out of politics, taking money out. You name one industry where money really doesn't ruin the industry. Pharmaceuticals, absolutely. That's the best example.
That's horrible.
Yeah, that's the best
That is
example of
absolutely
failing
horrible.
because they're not looking at how they can heal people and that's why everything's so expensive here and you go overseas and everything's cheaper. And that
No, it's not about healing.
right.
It's not about healing.
It's about treating.
If it was about healing, when I say to my doctor, I don't want to take any more medication,
Right.
they would give me alternatives so I wouldn't have to take medication.
Right.
It's not about healing. It's about, I'm going to write this prescription because this drug rep gives me this amount of whatever, or, recently my husband needed a prescription and I shouldn't have to ask my insurance company permission to get this prescription filled if A, I'm paying the premium every month,
Right.
and B, my doctor said I needed it.
Right.
So
I
yeah,
said, well, we can't afford you.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but-
it's not about money, and I hear you. I
The
hear
money
you can
thing, I
take a
just-
lot of, yeah.
And I say, if you want to apply the same thing to college, then you have to apply it to high school. And
No, I don't think you.
just
do.
look at the big players from high school. We can bring up the players that went from high school to the NBA, and you can say that like when LeBron was in high school.
That's why I
can
said.
tell
That's
you-
why I said-
how many
That's why I said the
athletes
Kobe's
do
and
that?
LeBrons.
It's a lot because
Okay.
you got to figure just imagine all the players that went to the McDonald's All-American game.
All-American game.
You talking about a lot of athletes that they can that they can use that money. Oh, here's a better idea. That's full of ideas.
I saw that light bulb go off top of his
Now
head.
I was thinking about the high schools. Now, what if they took that money and they put it into facilities, for the colleges, boosting them up, or even some high schools putting, to boost up their program. Maybe that'll work, but I just have a problem with people just. It's not like it was a different. It was when college and pros was separate entities, separate levels.
Mm-hmm.
One got paid, one didn't. One did it to try to show what they got to get to the next level, or to get a free education. Right? That was it. So I don't know.
When you look at it like what you're looking at it, it'll pan out because a lot of these players that get to the NBA, they pay their college tuition off with the money they make from the NBA, and unless they're, got their but it'll be paid off, and you know what I mean. Like going into the NBA, even if you don't make, because you got some players that get on the NBA team, get into the lottery, get drafted, and like she said, don't turn out
right.
to be that
They don't
good, and they
make
be like busts. They'll go and play the D League or whatever they
Or go
do.
overseas and
yeah,
play
Are
overseas.
NBA
But
contracts
before they can get that contract.
but are NBA contracts guaranteed?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I think they are. I
Wait,
think the NFL.
if you get one, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, so even if you're a bust, you still got that, and I'm pretty sure the minimum in the NBA is not chump change.
It's like 200,
That's the minimum.
200, 500. That's for the low.
Okay, but still
It's like I think it's like 250,000 or 300,000 something
a
like
year.
that. Yeah,
And you get a 3-year, 4-year contract.
rookie. Yeah,
Okay, that's more than
The average person is gonna make.
bingo. And I'm
Period.
sure they can get other things. They can get money by going to setting up, doing signing autographs, memorabilia. There's a lot of things that how they can do. They can make up money. But that's for the pros. But even with the college ones, if let them do that, let them have the ability to sign, to sign memorabilia or and profit off of that type of stuff. But not having them pay for it. I think
Yeah, I want them to get some of that money. That's what I'm saying. Like you said, they can do the likeness from the video games, something like a Nike endorsement, whatever. But I think that they kind of get. I don't know. I think that they should get paid. I think a lot of people are making a lot of money.
You're saying
off of these
out of
kids.
fairness is
Yeah, I think a lot of people make a lot of money off of these kids, and it's time that they get a piece of that pie. That's all I'm saying.
I can see it
especially
now.
the big schools, the Duke universities, the
And what are they paying coaches now?
Chapel Hill.
This for the college coaches.
Ask Coach K.
They're in the millions.
Okay, see, there you go.
Yeah. But that's an employee.
Okay. So they can be an employee too. A lot of people work while they go to college.
Yeah.
That's your job in college, is to play your
They
sport.
should be at McDonald's too. I'm 6'10" in the drive-through window.
You probably
So,
couldn't even reach the
Did
drive.
Sean Kemp come straight from?
High school, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while we're here, we let's throw out our announcements.
Okay.
So on Saturday, June 29th, from 4 to 7 p.m., we have our Wine and Pasta podcast.
Yay.
That's going to be at 9828 Liberty Road in Randallstown at Myrie's Island Kitchen. And you're going to have 3 different pasta meals. You're going to have entrees. Okay, thank you. You have the shrimp pasta Alfredo. Shrimp Alfredo pasta. However you say it. It's shrimp and Alfredo, and it's pasta.
It's shrimp Alfredo. You don't have to say pasta.
Okay. And then you have the jerk veggie pasta and the Cajun chicken pasta. And your choice of?
Bread or white wine.
Okay.
Salad and bread.
And water.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, it's tickets are $45, and it's a wine and pasta social, but we're going to add our podcast there, so it's going to be very interactive. So you guys can come out there and join in the fun, and we'll go around, and that whoever's in there, they can take that 4th seat on the mic. So it's going to be fun, and we got some nice topics.
Door prizes,
the whole 9. So you can go online at www.hottopicspodcast.com and look at it under events. Yeah, and we want to have a page on there too that gives you a little bit extras. So that was one thing. That's our podcast. I mean our Wine and Pasta podcast.
Yes.
Then we added a contest. Did you see it online? Yeah, we did the contest. Yeah. Surprise.
Yeah, thank you. Did I have that look like, what is we talking about?
Okay, so if you go to the website, the thing that pops up for subscribers, subscribes, and I changed it. I put referred by.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So if you go to the website, please subscribe. If you were referred by somebody, just put their name in there. So we're gonna kick off a influencer contest. So any influencer out there, all you have to do is send them to the website, hottopicspodcast.com, and they sign up. All they have to do is put your name in there. So the influencer with the most subscribers at the end of the year, so December 31st is the cutoff. After that date, whoever has the most will join us on another 4-day, 3-night trip.
Okay.
And we'll give you the opportunity to join us on our podcast as our 4th co-host. So
Sounds
that's
good.
the contest. So if you know any influencers out there, let's see how good of an influencer you are. Send them to the website. You know, and you'll see the advertisement floating around somewhere. Maybe Snapchat, Instagram. I don't know why I can't remember Instagram.
I don't either.
Instagram, Facebook. Just keep an eye out, looking for it, and also it'll be on our website. So I think that's going to be a fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, and let me tell you about this one. This later on down the line, maybe next year or maybe this year. I don't know. But I was in Walmart.
Oh, here we go.
And I saw this guy, this older guy. He was pushing this thing coming up into the line, and I think we were probably number 89 in line. So he had on this T-shirt that said Grill Master, and I said to him, I said, "Hey, is that true or is that false advertisements?"
Oh
so
my
he just laughed. He
gosh.
says, "It's true." I said, "Oh, okay." I see a lot of guys take pride in that, you know,
Yeah.
when they work the grill and how, you know. And I think did we have that conversation before?
I don't know.
So I said, you know what? We should have a grill off.
Oh, my son would kill it.
Oh,
I guess he couldn't participate.
yeah, he could.
though.
Yeah,
Okay.
he could. They wouldn't know he's your son. So
I'm gonna tell you a funny story when you get finished. I'm gonna tell our listeners a very funny story.
Damn.
I'm gonna fight him.
her son black.
That's the story I'm gonna tell you.
Well, only if ever come save
Yes,
her.
please come save me.
So, but I thought that would be, you know, kind of fun. Like a grill off, we can give them a trophy, and they
Yes.
could probably display, you know, just
Yes.
kind of that little thing, and it'll give us some, you know, interaction with them as
Interaction,
well.
yep,
So I
yep.
thought that was pretty fun to do. So,
You're a hot
but
mess.
go ahead with your story.
Okay, so I got a memory on my
Okay.
Facebook, and it's my granddaughter. She's 16 now, but when this happened, she probably was about 7 or 8. So she says, "Mama, Kaya is Chinese. Kaya is her sister, her oldest sister. Kaya's her oldest sister." I'm like, "No, baby, Kaya is not Chinese. Kaya's black. You and Big G, that was my mom, are white. Pop is black." And I was like, "No, baby. Like we're all black. We're just different shades of black,
Right.
you know. So what color does that make you, Kayla?" She's just like, "I'm fabulous." I'm like, "Yes, you are, Kayla." But I'm telling you, my children, my grandchildren, at some point have all said I was a different color than what I am. Like my youngest son used to think I was white too.
So did I ever tell you how I met her?
You thought she was Chinese?
No.
He still thinks I'm Chinese.
No. So one day I was driving down the street, and I forgot where I was going, but it might have been near a holiday. So I saw this nice lady sitting on the side of the road
This is not
with
the
the,
true
um,
story.
selling roses and boxes of oranges.
This is not a true story.
So that's why I went over there and bought her roses, and I told her, I said, I'm a proponent of safety. I said, "Ma'am, you really shouldn't walk in and out of the street selling roses and oranges." I know, and so I ended up buying some roses and stuff like that, and we've been friends ever since. So
now tell the true story. Now tell the real story about how it happened.
All right, I'll tell you a real story. So actually, I don't like going into nail salons. I don't do the things.
Oh no!
So I this one day somebody influenced me. I went into a nail salon, and there she was in the back of the nail salon, doing nails, pedicures and manicures.
So how it really happened? There had been some disturbance in my neighborhood. I think somebody was spray painting or something, graffiti on some houses. So this person knocks on my door and says to me, "Have you heard anything about the disturbance in your neighborhood or what's going?" First he said, "Is the lady of the house at home?" That's what he said first.
She looked like a kid.
And I said, "I am the lady of the house." And he did a double take. I'll give him. He did a double take, and then he asked me had I heard anything, and I was just like, "No, I hadn't heard anything." But he kept looking back like, "I don't believe she's telling me the truth."
No, actually, you know what? I thought at best, I said, all right, so we got somebody's kid coming home from college, because during the daytime. So I was like, all right, she's home from college. I'll say, I'm like, is your mama home?
Yeah, he did not believe me. He's like, "Is the lady of the house at home?" I was like, "I am the lady of the house," and he was just giving me the side eye, like, "She lying."
Then she tried to sell me some oranges.
So anyway, that happened, and maybe 2 years later or 3 years later.
No, it wasn't even that long.
It wasn't that long. Maybe a year later.
It was not even. It was not even a full year.
Really?
Yeah.
I really thought it was a little while later.
Yeah, no.
We started working together.
Because I started. That was in 2005.
Oh God, I've known you way
And
too
then
long.
in 2006, that was like the
Wait,
end of
you used to sell
2005.
oranges?
No, Tracy sold oranges.
Oh.
I mean, lamb chop. So she sold oranges. She had a stand on the corner. She had a stand on the corner where she sold oranges.
No.
Yeah.
No. He just keeps saying that I'm Mexican and Chinese and black. That's why he says that.
Can you imagine seeing this little Asian woman with an afro?
Yes. Let me tell you, look up ancient Asian people had afros.
You know, I saw that, but you know what? That's actually, I like to argue with people, so I
Yeah,
don't online.
yeah.
So that's actually, it is actually true and false. That's actually a headdress
Okay.
that they had, but and if you look at the history of movement of humans,
Right.
When Africans came out of humans, the Great Migration, they migrated down into India and Asia and stuff like that. So you'll see in some pockets
Right.
where you'll see like people like dark. I mean, they look like the original people that came out of Africa. They're still there. You see them down in Australia,
Right.
the original
The
Aborigines.
Aborigines.
So they made their way all across the world and interacted and intermingled by choice and not by choice with
how
other
about
people.
that?
So that's how we have the people we have. So the African print on this world is what people don't know. They don't like to talk about it, but
It's huge.
yeah, even in the British Isles, there were black people were the original inhabitants. Europeans came from the east, the northeast, and obviously, they end up taking over. But the whole thing is a
It's
to me,
very fascinating. Yeah, it's very
I love it,
fascinating. So yeah, he thinks that I am Afro-Spanglese, African American,
Why you got to say Afro?
Spanish, and Chinese.
Yeah, and
What's that? Chris Tucker told the people that he was talking to, trying to save his life. He said, "You knew Jackie Chan said me, or no, Gentile. Me and Gentile got the same mother. I'm Blackanese.
Blackanese. Oh my God.
Rush Hour.
No.
I think it was Rush Hour 1 and 2. One. I think it was.
Blackanese. No, that's so wrong. That is so wrong. People, family, listen. We are a special lot, and that's just who we are. And it's all for shenanigans, foolishness, and nonsense.
I gotta show you this. Was it a PowerPoint that I sent you one time for your birthday? I did this whole PowerPoint of how she got to the country.
Save her, Felonious Feather. Save her.
Yes, please.
Save
Oh, he has tortured the life out of me. What, the elf juice you gave me for my birthday?
The elk juice.
Elf.
Oh,
ELF.
elf
Elf.
juice.
Like little person.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we went. Where did we go? We went to somewhere. We got this bottle, and it wasn't wine. Or
No,
alcohol, right?
it was
So-
like apple cider, I think.
okay.
Yeah.
And we printed up a total different label and put it on there and made it elf juice. Little
Yeah.
people on there for her. Well, it was your birthday.
My birthday.
For your
Yeah.
birthday.
This is my
So-
friend. This is my friend, y'all.
So we had like a thing that we was going to do like each time, and what was it? We was going to give you. Did we give you a onesie?
No.
We didn't get to do that.
No,
So-
thank you. Thank you. Something saves me. No. You are so special.
Oh, we had some fun though.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah. He harassed the life out of me. But you're right. It was good times.
Yeah.
It was good times.
And I'll tell you the funniest thing too. Like we had over that little house at the park where we had another coworker that used to bring snacks. Do you know about that one? When she put snacks in her desk drawer, and Mickey got to them snacks. It was nuts and raisins all over the place. But she would see if she saw any mouse, you thought a criminal was coming through the window. So,
Oh my gosh. Yes, we were a special lot, but like I said, it was good times. It's all good times. And yeah, I'm still not sure why he's my friend. But thank you,
That's
family.
funny.
Thank you for listening. Please
Yes.
like, subscribe, and share.
yes, www.hottopics with an X, TOPIX podcast.com. Check us out, subscribe, share, like. What's the other thing you said? Share, like, subscribe, follow,
Share.
share. Yeah, shares. We'll catch you at the next one.